Hello and welcome to my channel. I hope you enjoy this story. I'm going to try and upload a new story each day. The Eclipsed echoes of Enchanted Elysium. Holly had always been drawn to the mystical allure of the Isle of Wight. Its quaint villages, rugged cliffs, and hidden secrets spoke to her adventurous spirit. So, when her friends proposed a weekend getaway to the island, she eagerly agreed. As they arrived on the Isle of Wight, excitement pulsed through the group. They rented a cozy cottage nestled amidst the island's lush countryside. But their true adventure began when they stumbled upon a forgotten garden obscured by the shadow of a solar eclipse. Intrigued by the garden's mysterious aura, Holly and her friends ventured inside. The air hummed with an otherworldly energy, and the floor seemed to dance in the dim light. They were enveloped by an enchanting dreamscape, where reality blurred and time lost its meaning. As they explored deeper, the garden transformed into a labyrinth of twisted paths and eerie statues. Strange whispers echoed through the foliage, sending shivers down their spines. Each step felt heavier, as if the very ground beneath them resisted their presence. Holly's friends began to succumb to the garden's enchantment, their deepest fears taking shape in the shifting shadows. Sarah, haunted by her fear of abandonment, found herself chased by ghostly apparitions of her loved ones. Tom, plagued by his claustrophobia, felt the walls of the garden closing in on him, suffocating him with their oppressive presence. But it was Holly who faced the most terrifying manifestations of all. As the eclipse's magic wove through the garden, it dredged up memories long buried in her subconscious. Her childhood nightmares materialized before her eyes, twisted and distorted by the dark energies of the eclipse. Desperate to escape the garden's grasp, Holly raced through the maze-like pathways, her heart pounding with fear. But the garden seemed to have a will of its own, leading her in endless circles, trapping her in a never-ending nightmare. As the eclipse reached its climax, the garden's grip tightened, threatening to consume Holly and her friends entirely. But in the depths of her terror, Holly found a flicker of courage. Drawing upon her inner strength, she confronted the shadows that haunted her, facing her fears head-on. With a burst of determination, Holly broke free from the garden's grasp, her friends following close behind. As they stumbled out into the blinding light of the eclipse's aftermath, they found themselves changed by the experience. Though shaken, they emerged stronger, united by the bonds of friendship and the knowledge that they had faced their darkest fears and survived. As they left the enchanted garden behind, its echoes faded into the distance, a haunting reminder of the power of the eclipse's magic and the resilience of the human spirit. And though they returned to their ordinary lives, they would never forget the surreal nightmare they had faced on the Isle of Wight, or the strength they had found within themselves to overcome it. In the days that followed their harrowing experience, Holly and her friends found themselves haunted by the memories of the enchanted garden. The images of twisted pathways and shadowy figures lingered in their minds, refusing to fade with the passing of time. Despite their best efforts to move on, the garden's spectral echoes continued to whisper in their dreams, a constant reminder of the darkness they had faced. Holly, in particular, found herself unable to shake the feeling of unease that had settled in her chest since their escape. Night after night, she was plagued by nightmares of the garden's twisted corridors, her fear gnawing at her like a relentless beast. She tried to push the memories aside, burying herself in work and distractions, but the spectre of the garden refused to be ignored. Determined to find closure, Holly returned to the Isle of Wight, drawn once again to the place where their nightmare had begun. The garden lay dormant in the light of day, its beauty belying the darkness that lurked within. With a sense of trepidation, she ventured into its depths, her footsteps echoing against the silent stone. As she wandered through the maze of foliage, Holly felt the weight of the garden's presence pressing down on her. Shadows danced at the corners of her vision, whispering secrets she could not decipher. With each step, the air grew thicker, suffocating her with its oppressive stillness. But as Holly delved deeper into the garden's heart, she began to sense a shift in the air. The whispers grew louder, the shadows more pronounced, as if the garden itself were awakening from a long slumber. Dread coiled in the pit of her stomach as she realized that she was not alone. Suddenly, the garden erupted into a cacophony of sound and motion, the air alive with the flicker of unseen creatures. Holly's heart raced as she struggled to make sense of the chaos surrounding her. Figures darted through the underbrush, their forms distorted and twisted by the magic of the eclipse. With a sinking feeling, Holly realized that the nightmares of the garden had returned to claim her once more. But this time she refused to cower in fear. Drawing upon the strength she had found in her darkest moments, she faced the shadows head-on, her determination unwavering. As the echoes of the enchanted garden reached a fever pitch, Holly stood her ground, confronting the darkness with a fierce resolve. With each passing moment, the shadows began to recede, their grip loosening as Holly's courage shone bright. And then, suddenly as it had begun, the chaos subsided, leaving Holly standing alone in the quiet of the garden. The air hung heavy with the weight of her victory, the echoes of the eclipse fading into the distance. With a sense of peace settling over her, Holly turned and made her way out of the garden, the shadows melting away in the light of the sun. As she emerged into the open air, she knew that she had finally found the closure she had been seeking. Though the memories of the enchanted garden would always linger in her mind, Holly knew that she had faced her fears and emerged stronger for it. And as she walked away from the garden, bathed in the warmth of the sun's rays, she knew that she would carry the echoes of her victory with her wherever she went. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed this story. Please don't forget to like, and even better, like and subscribe. Thank you very much, and I hope you have had or have a great day.